Hello, everybody. All right, so let's everything fine now for the moment. So, happy Monday to everybody. So we're gonna, of course, wait around, give people a chance to come in here. Um, Hopefully everything works out here because apparently my signal is kind of being goofy right now. Um, a little bit, or was a few minutes ago, but it looks like we're okay now. Um, so anyway, we're just waiting for some more people to show up. And as we wait for more people to come in, we'll give it a few minutes here, and then I'll go over what's on tap for tonight. Hong Kong Fooey, number one super guy. Hong Kong Fooey, quicker than the human eye. Chiki chong, chi wong wong wong. Hong Kong Fooey, that's terrific. Here we get some people show up here. Alrighty then, so sending out some. All right, so with that, hopefully everybody's having a good day today. Good start to the week here. Um, Anyways, let's see. I'm Popeye the Sailor Man. I'm Popeye the Sailor Man. I'm strong to the finish when I eat my spinach. Popeye the Sailor Man. All right. Anyways, I want to go try something real quick here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn on some music here for a moment. I'll be right back. So let me go off camera here for a quick moment. Check something. All right. So, anyways, huh. All right. So I guess we'll just go on with talk about what's on tap for tonight. As such, let's see. So basically tonight we're gonna go over 3 articles from Bounding into Comics. Um, then go into some articles going into Bounding into Comic. 3 articles from Bounding into Comic, Rest and Wrap Up, and This Day in Each History. Um, among those articles include talking about so now now with One Piece's success, the live action version of One Piece's success, Netflix has announced some release dates for the live action adaptation of Yu Yu Hakusho. Um, Also, Kira Toriyama announces another Dragon Ball anime series coming out, and also I think we'll be talking about um, is the passing of renowned Lobo and Justice League International co-creator Keith Giffen passing away at the age of 70. So what we have on tap for tonight. We'll get right into this then. Let's see now. One last go around here before I get started. Who might be on? Who might? All right. So hopefully we'll get some viewers on soon here. But anyways, why don't we go ahead and get started then? Alrighty then. All right, so let's get going here. We'll start with the first article here that we're going to go over tonight. Hello. All right, so sound is apparently working, but not the connection. Oh boy. Well, so I won't be able. I guess I won't be able to share the articles on screen now. I'll read them off as um, apparently there's just some goofy stuff going on with my connection right now here. So I'll read them off. Well, let me try one more time here. See if it will come up here. Yeah, they're not coming up on the. All right. So, anyways, all right. So I'll just read. Well, kind of hard to without showing it to you guys. All right. So, anyways, just wish there were people in here to where I can, well, I'm hoping everybody can see it on screen there. Connection is unstable. All right. Well, I'm going to read off. Without showing you guys, I'm going to read off the the article here. So, anyways, following success of One Piece, Netflix announces release date for live action adaptation of Yu Yu Hakusho. Netflix announced a release date for their next live action adaptation of a beloved manga with a brief teaser trailer for Yu Yu Hakusho. One of my all time favorite anime, by the way. Um, so so it's going to be interesting to hear how that succeeds. Let's see what they here. So, for those unfamiliar with Yu Yu Hakusho, the manga was created by Yoshihiro Togashi and was serialized in Weekly Shonen Jump for 4 years, beginning in 1990. It followed the story of Yusuke Urameshi, who died while attempting to protect a young child. Upon dying, he's confronted by a being called Botan, who informs he has no place in heaven or hell, given no one expected him to die doing an act of goodness. He's then given the opportunity to be revived. He does so, passes the test, and becomes an underworld detective. Now, in this case, underworld basically means, basically like, he's what they call a spirit detective. Basically, he fights demons and crooked humans, basically, or humans dealing with the occult. Not underworld, like not well. Even though he does deal with some people, the more figurative term underworld in terms of like the mafioso. Um, he more or less. He more or less. He more or less. Deals with demons. Make sure I have one more time here to share it. See, I can see it on, like, I have both a window open for StreamYard and yeah, it's not coming. So something's goofy with but, well, Mike seems to be working as far as I know. But we'll continue on with the article. I'll continue reading it. I know you guys can't see it, but let's see. Let's see. Oh yeah, Underworld Attack, where he is embroiled in a mystery involving the human, demon, and spirit worlds. And you look at the trailer. Along with the trailer, they also confirmed the series will arrive on the streaming service on December 14th. In a press release, Netflix noted that the show created using the same strategy to create the successful One Piece series. Quote, utilizing a unique global one-team production strategy that spanned both Japan and the United States, the same approach to adapt the acclaimed One Piece manga. Netflix took the same level of commitment to quality and authenticity in the live-action One Piece to the production of Yu Yu Hakusho. So does that mean then that Yoshihiro Togashi had as much pull? The one thing I would ask, of course, does that mean that Togashi, who is the creator of Yu Yu Hakusho, had the same level of pull that that Oda did for One Piece. So that'd be the interesting question there. Anyways, the company further detailed, quote, an international dream team was also assembled to bring the epic tale to the screen, tapping into the most advanced CG and VFX technologies around the world. Known as, quote, the most innovative VFX studio in the world, unquote, and lauded for their work on major Hollywood productions, Scanline VFX was instrumental in giving life to all the characters, both human and yokai spirits, while delivering realistic battle action sequences. Finally, they were adamant this live action adaptation stays true to the source material. So yeah, so it looks like they did do that then. They basically made sure that everybody knew to made sure that everybody knew to oh, anyways, quote, taking 5 years to complete the production of Yu Yu Hakusho, the team painstakingly ensured that the subtleties of every character's emotions were accurately depicted in the adaptation. The fusion of state of the art technology and a passion for staying true to the source material promises to make this adaptation a standout in the world live action anime. Unquote. The series is directed by Sho Tsukikawa and based off a screenplay by Tatsuro Mishima. It stars Takumi Kitamura, Jun Shison, Kanata Hongo, and Shuhei Uesugi. It is produced by Robot and Netflix. Mishima previously wrote the Zom 100 Bucket List of the Dead screenplay and is also working on City Hunter. Takumi Kitamura previously portrayed Takamichi Hangaki in the live-action adaptations of Tokyo Revengers. What do you make of the first trailer? Do you plan on checking out series when it arrives on Netflix? Most likely not, even though, as I said, Yu Yu Hakusho is my, I'm just not big on live action adaptations. So, anyways, let's get ready to move forward with all the. Let's see how we do this now. And try again to share the screen, see what happens here. Now it's showing up. Hey, JR. Hail, Xenu and Xena. All right, so we're doing a couple of anime stories real quick here, and then we'll get into a comic story. And I guess everything is working now. something else I want to go check real quick here. I'm gonna put some music on for a moment. I want to see if I can get something taken care of here. I'll be right back and go off camera for a quick. All right, sorry about that. Was trying to fix something, but guess I'll just try to take care of that later. So, anyways, back to the article here. Of course, if you guys can like and share the stream, see if we can get some more friendly people here to engage. Also, if anything here grabs your attention, feel free to comment and/or ask questions. I'll try to answer the questions to the best of my ability. With that, let's continue on here with the articles here. Kira Toriyama announces Dragon Ball Daima anime series that sees the famous characters turned into child versions. So instead of like in GT, it's just the one character. I guess it's now. So article by John F. Trent published back on October the 12th, which was last Thursday. Toei Animation and Dragon Ball creator Akira Toriyama announced a brand new Dragon Ball series at New York Comic Con titled Dragon Ball Daima. As reported by ex-user Shonen Games, Toriyama shared a message with convention attendees informing what Dragon Ball Daima will be about. He said Daima is a made-up term which in Japanese characters would be, or in English would be something like evil. From there, he provided some details about the series. Due to a conspiracy, Goku and his friends are turned small. In order to fix things, they'll head off to a new world. It's a grand adventure with intense action in an unknown and mysterious world. Unquote. Okay. Toriyama continued, quote, since Goku has to make up for his petite size, he uses his Neo-Ebo power pole to fight, something not seen in a long time. Not since basically the first Dragon Ball series when he was a kid, early on in that series. Um, I came up with the story and settings as well as a lot of the designs. I'm actually putting a lot more into this than usual, unquote. Yes, that's, he then concluded, quote, things will unfold that close in on the mysteries of the Dragon Ball world. Hope you all enjoy these different from usual battles that are cute and powerful, unquote. Alongside the series announcement and Toriyama's message, Toei also released an official trailer and revealed the series is expected to debut sometime in fall 2024. More information about Dragon Ball Daima's expected to be revealed during Battle Hour in January 2024. According to Dragon Ball X user Super Chronicles, what do you make of the Dragon Ball Daima? Sounds interesting. With that, now we'll get ready to head on to the next story here. Let's see. Wait a minute. So, yeah, the next story will be a comics based story here.
Samba T.
All right. So, and I do know there are a few people, including Rex and Shadowhawk from Devil Flyer Momentum, who were talking about this over the weekend here. Um, but here's the article on it. So, renowned Lobo and Justice League International co-creator Keith Giffen passes away at age 70 following fatal stroke. Arthur Spencer McCulley published article by Spencer McCulley published October 13, 2023, which was this past Friday. So, in yet another massive loss for his family, fans, and the comic book industry at large, legendary comic book creator Keith Giffen has sadly passed away at age 70 as a result of an untimely and fatal stroke. This unfortunate passing of one of the medium's greatest contributors was first made public on October 12th, courtesy of a post made to his official Facebook page by his family. Quote, I told them I was sick, anything not to go to New York Comic Con, unquote, the Giffen family playfully wrote. Proceeding to channel the spirit of Ted Cord, the second Blue Beetle, and a character who was regularly placed under the creator's care. They then signed off, quote, thanks, Keith Giffen, 1952 to 2023. Blah, ha, 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 unquote. As reported by Bleeding Cool's Rich Johnston, Giffen's, quote, suffered a stroke on Sunday, the 8th of October and died Monday, the 9th, so early last week. Let's see. Mm-hmm. And of course, if you haven't already, if you can like and share the stream, see if we can get some more friendly people in here. That'd be appreciated. Also, if anything here grabs your attention, feel free to comment and or ask questions, and I'll try to answer them to the best of my ability. Born in Queens, New York, in 1952, Giffens entered the comic book industry 23 years later. So in 1975, okay, which was the same year as I was born. um, Kicking off his career by providing the cover image for Edward S. Barkin and Bill Mantlow's Sword of the Stars short story in Marvel Preview Volume 1, Number 4. Incredibly, it would not take long for Giffen to leave his first major mark on the industry, as just 3 issues of Marvel Preview later, the artist would team with the aforementioned Mantlo to introduce a new character um, into the 616, a short fury, genetically altered weapons expert, better known as Rocket Raccoon. From there, Giffen would continue to find work as a Marvel Comics artist, most notably as the artist for Jerry Conway, David Kraft, and Roger Slifer's run on the Defenders Volume 1, numbers 42 through 54. However, his dedicated time at the House of Ideas, in parentheses here, which at the time was actually deserving of that title, unparenthesed, would soon come to an end, as in light of the few instances of freelance work he provided for the competing publisher on such titles as Commandy, The Last Boy on Earth, Volume 1, and Challengers of the Unknown, Volume 1, Giffen was tagged by DC to serve as the artist on Steven Gerber's, I guess I should say Steven Gerber's, and Martin Pasco's backup tales in The Flash, Volume 1, numbers 306 to 313. Let's see. See if anybody's saying anything as of yet. Not too much. Following his time with the Scarlet Speedster, Giffen would next work with Paul Levitz on the Legion of Superheroes, whose core books he would illustrate and eventually write off and on from 1982 to 1998. During this roughly 16-year period, Giffen would also offer his talents to a number of DC's other books, most notably 1987's Justice League Volume 1, where he and writer J.M. DeMatteis, who also had quite a bit of writing work for the DCAU, particularly on the Justice League series, both Justice League and Justice League Unlimited, would team with artist Kevin Maguire to treat readers to a more lighthearted yet still genuine take on the titular team. The next year would then see the creator handed his first event, DC's Invasion, for which he would provide both the plot and pencils for the main series. In addition to providing such definitive runs for some of DC's established characters, this 16-year period would also see Giffen co-create 2 original characters, one of whom would go on to find a healthy fan base, and the other who remains in relative obscurity to this day. First up was the fourth wall breaking ambush bug, who, thanks to Giffen, first began to pester the DCU in 1982's DC Comics Presents Volume 1, number 52. A year later, he would and his former The Defenders partner Roger Slifer would introduce the world to the main man himself, Lobo, in Omega Men Volume 1, number 3. Yeah, Hammersbug, I guess, is an obscurity. Continuing to work at a steady pace as the century turned over, the 2000s would see Giffen expand his creative horizons. In 2002, Giffen would head Tokyo Pop's localizations of the Battle Royale Ikitozen mangas. So, wow, he did even some manga work there, or at least some adaptations, both of which saw significant changes made to their plots, and in the case of the latter, a title change to Battle Vixens, in an effort to make them more pliable to Western audiences. Back in the world of Western comics, Giffen would branch out from under the big two, producing original work for numerous other publishers, including Division 13 for Dark Horse, Exo Manowar for Valiant Comics, I Love Halloween for Tokyo Pop, and Tabula Rasa for Image Comics. Desperado Publishing imprint for Image. Okay. Picking back up where they had left off, this era also saw Giffen, DeMatteis, and Maguire revisit their incarnation of Justice League in 2003's fan favorite, formerly known as the Justice League, or formerly known as the Justice League miniseries, or FKJL as it's sometimes referred to. And this was kind of the group that was that would be like also featured in JL Classified. You know, then in 2006, Giffen would be hired by both DC and Marvel Comics as an architect on each of their respective annual events. For the former, he would provide breakdowns for seminal weekly series 52, while the latter assigned him as the lead writer on their highly lauded cosmic crossover Annihilation. Oh, wow, he was pretty busy in the 2000s then. Quite a busy man as he's getting from his late 40s into his early 50s. Hey, Metal. Let's see. Changes for Western audiences even back then are why I grew reading and still need fan translations over official releases. Yeah, and thank you for the like and share. Anyways, further assisting DC in plotting out their post-Infinite Crisis direction, Giffen also served as the launch writer on their Blue Beetle Volume 2 reboot, which tasked him with introducing the world to his newly created Ted Kord successor, Jaime Reyes. Still in the DC fold by the time the new 52 rolled around, Giffen partnered with then company head Dan Didio on OMAC, Volume 4, or One Man Army Corps. Though the series was unfortunately canceled after just 8 issues. Rolling with the punches, Giffen would continue to work with DC in the years to come, even reuniting with both DeMatteis in 2013 for Justice League 3000, Volume 1, and Didio in 2014 for Infinity Man and the Forever People, Volume 1. Adding to his resume as one of the industry's leading event directors, Giffen would team up with Brian Azzarello, Dan Jurgens, and Jeff Lemire to provide the scripts for the new 52 Futures End. ever dedicated to his craft, though his output would proceed to slow down in the years leading up to his unfortunate death. It did not come to a complete halt. Between 2019 and 2021, Giffen would collaborate with Lemire on Inferior 5 Volume 2, which, aside from the title shared, no relation to the original series. Now, the original Inferior 5 was basically followed a group of superheroes on, I don't remember which Earth it was, but basically, they were the sons of that world. They were like the kids of that world's superpower. I don't remember the name of it, but basically, you had the characters who were featured include like Awkward Man, and who had super strength but was clumsy. Dumb Bunny, who had super strength but was, Dumb Bunny was, I guess, the daughter of Princess Power, and I don't remember who the other person was, but kind of, basically a super, as they called them, the Inferior 5. That was the original Inferior 5, not the one that this guy was obviously a part of. Let's see. Hail Metal, where do you source your fan translations? Let's see. I actually have to find a new one. My last fan translation site got shut down. I love Dumb Bunny. Yeah. Yeah, I think Dumb Bunny is considered kind of a sweetheart. She's just not all that bright. She's strong, but not all that bright. Volume 2, which aside, okay, then we read that part. Instead, trading in its previous comedic tone for a murder mystery involving Peacemaker and the return of the alien dominators. Peacemaker, one of the characters they picked up from Charlton. Um, Sadly, as time has now revealed, this book would end up being his last. However, it would not be his last overall creative venture. In April 2023, earlier this year, Given took to hosting the, the unfortunately titled I'm Not Dead Yet, a live stream where he would answer fan questions with the assistance of his son in law, and a now evident indicator of things to come. The show only lasted a total of 3 episodes before Given retired from public view. So basically, sounds like he got real sick or something like that and just, could no longer do much of anything. Speaking to Johnston, Didio and said of his late friend, quote, having a hard time finding the right words. All I know is that Keith would be annoyed by the whole thing, but if anyone truly deserved praise and appreciation comic industry, it would be Keith. I guess it's a good thing he's not here to hear it, unquote. Interesting. All right, so there we go. So there we go with that one. So that was the last of the articles we are going to go over tonight. With that, we'll start to wind down here. Of course, now we'll go real quickly to the wrestling wrap up. Just a few news items to kind of go over. Of course, on the WWE side of things, so apparently TKO is moving into kind of strip McMahon of a lot of power here. So Ari Emanuel, who is the CEO of TKO and basically the guy now in charge, basically the guy kind of setting the tone, as it were, has basically affirmed that Triple H is 100, that Hunter Helmsley is 100% in control of creative with WWE, meaning that McMahon is no longer in control. There's been some talk that maybe there are people there who are trying to kind of, brush him aside, force him back into retirement, as Vince has now lost his majority share of voting stock, so he can't really power his way. He can't get his way anymore. So let's see. So that's the big news coming out of WWE today. Of course, tonight will be Monday Night Raw as they continue to, prepare for. November 4th Crown Jewel event. Let me see. On tonight's, did I find it? On tonight's Monday Night Raw, of course. On tonight's Raw, some of the matches that will be featured on tonight's Raw. We'll talk about the results and all that tomorrow, of course. Let's see. So scheduled for tonight will include main event seems to be a Falls Count Anywhere match between Shinsuke Nakamura and Ricochet. In a non-title match, WWE World Women's Champion Rhea Ripley with Dominic Mysterio in her corner will be taking on Shayna Baszler. Gunther defends the Intercontinental title against Bronson Reed. Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso, who just recently won the WWE Unified World Tag titles at Fastlane, will be defending against the Judgment Day duo of Finn Balor and Damian Priest. And the show is set to open up with Natalya taking on Piper Niven. So that's going on also, some other news that happened over the weekend. Of course, Nick Aldis, the two-time former NWA World Heavyweight Champion, was signed to the WWE, where they've cast him in the role as GM of SmackDown. Now, there's also another little story going out that kind of involved. It's also been said that the WWE has thrown the idea out there of bringing bringing Aldis' wife, Mickie James Aldis, into the company to serve as co-GM. Albeit she has since disputed that she's not going to be doing that because she's still under, basically she's still under contract Impact Wrestling, and she has an upcoming Impact Women's World Championship match with Trinity this week in Bound for Glory. We'll go over that in a moment here. In AEW news, of course, Tony Khan's been getting some flack from a number of people over his fixation. Even Booker T's commented that Tony Khan seems a little fixated on WWE. Now, last week, of course, AEW's Title Tuesday went head-to-head against NXT. WWE's NXT, and NXT proceeded to beat Title Tuesday in the ratings. So that was kind of interesting. And then also, as I said, with Impact Wrestling, so this weekend, of course, Impact Wrestling will be having its Bound for Glory pay-per-view on Saturday. Whereas, of course, as I mentioned, Mickie James will be challenging Trinity for the Impact Women's World Championship. Among the other matches on the card as soon as I can find it here. Let's see. So, Bound for Glory coming up this Saturday from Cicero Stadium in Cicero, Illinois. Already signed for the event, of course. A four-way Monsters Ball match pitting PCO versus Rhino versus Steve Macklin versus Moose. Moose, who of course got the in the Feast or Fire match, got the